only people who we can honestly compete with is ourselves. Is this the best I could make today? Have I gone further than I've gone before? That's the only competition that makes sense, is continuing to evolve and push ourselves and not get complacent. Many of the artists that are great at what they do are great at what they do for that very reason. They fall in love with this thing and then they just want to know everything they could possibly learn about it.
Let's make a new composition. So these are the settings: 1080 by 1920, 60 frames per second, and we can rename this one to be main composition. Okay, duration is around 10 seconds. So let me show you what we'll make today by using this reference video. I will make just this first scene because I don't want this video to be 20 hours long, so around here. Okay, let's start making it. So press Command and T to make some text. Okay, and then select this text and go into here, and the font I think that Sutox used is this Impact font. You can find it free on Google. So just select this text, and you have to select this all caps option, which is right here, to make it all caps. Then select this center alignment and align it in the center of composition. Now you have to click your command button and double click here to align the anchor point in the center of this text. Okay. Now, in order to make this text animation, it's not animation, but whatever, you can just select this text, and when the word changes, so you have to sync it to your audio, of your video, you can just press Command Shift and D to split the text. And let's just do it once more, and now you will see. If I change this to, for example, 1 and this one to 2, you will see what's going on. Okay, so that's the animation. Now let me make one and see you when I make it. Okay, so this is what I've got. Okay, one thing I forgot to mention is that you need to select the text and then ourselves, and go here and set this to 125 so that it has this stretched look. Okay, as you can see, it was like this, but now it's like not like this, but like this. Okay, that's what Sutox did, I think. So now we have this thing going on. Okay, next thing we want to make is the iPhone. So let's bring the iPhone. I'll provide you guys with this iPhone. The link is in the description. And let's scale it up. We can turn off this text, so just press D and then hold Shift and press ourselves and turn it off just for now. Then let's make a mask, so go into rectangle tool and make a rectangle that almost covers all the edges, and then go into size and unlink it and make this rectangle almost the same size as the iPhone. Align it in the center of composition and then just increase the roundness, so something like this. Okay, then you can add any video you want. I will add my own one, and there we go. We can use this video, for example, and see. And now let's use the track matte feature to track matte it to this thing, but we want to scale it down first, so just press V on your keyboard, select it and scale it down until it's somewhat the same size of this iPhone. And now we can use the track matte feature, so track matte it to this mask and put the iPhone above all these things, so we have this cool iPhone. Okay, now we can select this shape layer 1 and then hold Shift, select iPhone, and just press Command Shift and C to pre-compose it and call this one phone. Now we have this pre-composition, and what we need to do next is to add a background, so we can turn off the phone and press Command and Y to add the background. It can be any color, we can change it later on, just rename it to background and press OK. There you go. put it below everything, and here we go. So now let's select this text, so press D and then hold shift to press ourselves, and then turn it on and press Command Shift and C to pre-compose it and call this text. You have to select this second option if you didn't and press OK. Now we have these two pre-compositions and background. That's all we need for this first animation. Okay, so now let's select the text and press P for position and bring it upwards. We can click this button to rasterize it and put it somewhere around here. Then go to phone, turn it on and press P for position and just drag it down so that the text is visible. Now let's bring the text upwards and the phone upwards. So something like this I think is cool. Okay, and now we want to make the first animation. So turn this phone into 3D and this text into 3D. You have to double click here and go here and turn all these layers into 3D, and double click here and turn all these layers into 3D. Okay, now I can press P for position as I did, but let's do that once again. So P for position, set the keyframe and drag it until around here, which is 1.5 seconds, and just bring this phone by using the Z position closer to the camera, so it's something like this. Okay, and drag it down so that we can see the text, so something like this. Then let's select the text and press P for position, make a keyframe and hold shift to snap it to this second one so that they're in the same spot, and bring this text forward by using Z position and then drag it down so that it is visible. And now we have this animation, so it goes from being zoomed in to going zoom out. Then select these keyframes and you have to make in curve. So I'll just show you once how to do this, because I made a whole video which is you can find in the description on how to make these curves, how to use it, why we make them and stuff like that. But let's select these keyframes, press F9 to ease and go into graph editor. Now here you can select these keyframes and drag them all the way to the left, and these ones all the way to the left and a bit upwards, and there we go. That's how you make in curve. You have to remember it because later on I won't show you, I'll just say make in curve, or you can watch my tutorial on how to make these curves. Okay, so now we have something like this. Okay, so it zoomed in and then it zoomed out. Okay, perfect. Now let's change this background because I don't like it, so just select it and right click, then go into layer styles, gradient overlay, then go into gradient overlay and edit gradient. Now this first color we want to set it to some orangey color like this, and then the second color we can use eyedropper tool to make the same color, then just go into brightness and turn it to be a bit darker. Okay, this first color maybe I can go and into saturation and desaturate it, so we have something like this. Okay, and what I want to do next is just to add effect. You can go into your effects and presets. I will use a plugin to add this effect, so just Venetian blinds. You can go to your effects and presets and add this effect called Venetian blinds. So set the transition completion to, for example, 24%. And there we go. Now the next thing I want to do is to make a mask. So select this background, I can solid so that you can see only the background, and go into rectangle tool, or probably we can use ellipse tool or whatever, and just zoom out with your mouse, so scrolling up or down, and then just make a mask. So you have to press here to invert it. And now we can go into mask and select this mask path, and around here we can drag this mask down, so something like this. Okay, and increase the feather to some big number. Okay, so like this, I think is good. And then just select these keyframes and ease them. So now if I to this, we have this animation. Then we want to start animating the background and the phone. So we want to make a new null object, so go into layer, layer, new null object. Later on I will use just this shortcut you see, but you can use whatever method you like. So press U to see the keyframes, and just around here let's press Alt and left square bracket to trim this null object and call this one bg plus phone to know which null object is it. So we can select this background and pick whip it to this background and do the same thing for phone. Okay, so first thing I want to do is to make this background 3D and this null into 3D. So let's push this background a bit backwards, so I think something like 150 is good, and just scale it up so that it covers the whole screen, and there we go. And now let's press R on our null object and then Shift and P to bring the position, make a keyframe on position and make a keyframe on X rotation. Then go forward around 2 seconds or something like this, and just set a keyframe for X rotation to -90 degrees, and the position we can drag it down and a bit closer, so something like this. And we can select this background and make it a bit bigger, so we can press V on our keyboard and just drag this background so that it covers the whole screen, something like this. Okay, so now we have this animation, and let's select these keyframes, press F9 to easy ease them. Okay, because this animation happens too fast, I can just drag these keyframes around here, and yep, then drag these keyframes here, and there we go. So here is close to 3 seconds, and now we have this animation. Okay, this is really good. Then the next thing we want to do is to animate this text, so press P for position and see what happens. Okay, so we need a null object to change the position of this text, so just make a null object. I will use a shortcut which is Command Shift Alt and Y to make it, then trim it at this point where these keyframes are, so Alt and left square bracket, turn it into 3D and rename it to text. You can rename it by pressing Enter. Then press P for position, make a keyframe and go here until these second keyframes and drag this text. Okay, I didn't connect the text, so you have to go to this first keyframe. Okay, and then select the text and pick whip it to this null object, and now we can go to these second keyframes with our playhead and drag this text to center of composition. Because I don't know where the center of composition is, I can go here and turn on the title action safe, and actually I almost nailed it, so something like this. Okay, I didn't tell you, but you have to make mid curves, so this is how you make a mid curve. This is second curve you need to remember, so press F9 to easy ease these keyframes, go into graph editor and just select these two. So this is how you make a mid curve. Select these keyframes and drag these ones a bit to the left and these ones a bit, so select them both and drag these ones a bit to the right. Now we can do the same things for these keyframes, so select them, F9 to easy ease and go into graph editor, and this one a bit to the left and this one a bit to the right. So these are the mid curves. I want you to remember them because this is the second curve you need to remember, but again I made a full tutorial on why we use these curves and stuff like that. Okay, so now we have this animation. Okay, because this text overlaps with the phone, what I want to do is just to push it backwards into the space. So select this text and select this position right here so that we select both of these keyframes and just drag it backwards and a bit upwards. So something like this. And we can probably scale it, so press Shift and S for scale, and then just scale it a bit and see. Okay. Now the next thing I want to do is to select these two keyframes and just offset it, or rather drag it a bit to the right, so that it goes like this. Okay. Now this position is not good, so select this second keyframe and bring the playhead to it, and then just align this text to be in the center of composition, which is around here. You can use these title action save things to help you. So we have something like this. Okay, this is perfect. Now let's make the out animation. So around here we can make a new null object by using shortcut or whatever method you like. You can go to layer, new, and then null object. Okay, then connect this null object to this one, so pick whip it, then press P, then turn it into 3D, press P for position, and around here we can set this thing by using Z position to be out of the screen, so something like this. Okay, so now you have to make out curve. Once again, this is the third curve you need to remember, and these three are the only ones you need to remember, and I have a full tutorial, blah blah blah. So select these keyframes, F9 to easy ease, and go into graph editor. So select this first keyframe, drag it all the way to the right, and the second one, and all the way to the right and a bit upwards. So we have this animation. Okay, perfect. We can probably overlap it more, and I explained the overlapping in my own video, so you can just watch it. And maybe drag this one to be here. Okay, this is good, I think. Okay, now we need to do the same thing with text. So make another null object, or yeah, make another null object and see what happens with this text. I don't think that it should happen this way. Okay, whatever. Now let's make a new null object and call it text2, then trim it down around here at this keyframe, so alt and left square bracket, turn it into 3D, connect this second null object, and then press P for position and go right here and drag it closer to the camera. So something like this, and make out curve. Once again, I will show you just once how to make out curve. So drag this one to the left, to the right, and this one also to the right and a bit upwards, and there we go. Okay, so I can drag this keyframe just a bit here, and that's it. Okay, then oh no, I have to use the text2 keyframes, so this keyframe I have to drag it a bit to the right. Okay, and now we have this cool animation. Okay, maybe a bit more closer to the camera, so that we have this effect that text is coming at us. Okay, now what we want to do is to go into text composition and make this ourselves text a bit smaller. So just press S for scale and, for example, scale it to 80%. Okay, and see in the main composition if we can see it now. Yep, we can see it. Now it's perfect. Okay, so at this point we want this text to be out of screen. So you can bring your playhead to here and go into text composition. Because playheads are connected, this is the same timing as in the main composition, and just make a marker, and there you go. So now we know that here is the point where the text should be out of the screen. Then just duplicate this text by holding Command and D. And now let's go into rectangle tool and choose this normal rectangle and just split this word So something like this, okay. And copy and paste this mask and go into this second text and go into masks and invert it. Now let's go in at the beginning of this word and press P for position and make a keyframe and go to the out to the marker and just drag it out of the screen and make out curve. I won't show you how to make out curve. You can just rewatch this video or my tutorial on how to make curves. Then press P for position on the second thing, drag this one to the beginning and drag this word out of the screen. And once again make out curve. So, okay. Probably I want this thing to be more visible, so I will do something like this. Because I didn't sync it with the video, it doesn't look that good, but okay. So that it appears on the screen like this, and see now. Okay, this is perfect. Now let's play the full animation. Okay, maybe I want this thing to come even closer to the camera, so just bring it even closer and see now. Okay, let's see. Now it's perfect. Okay, then press Command A and U to hide all these things, and now we want to add some effects. So select this phone and then add the Gaussian blur effect. You can go into your effects and presets to edit, but I just use this plugin because it's faster. So set a keyframe for blurriness and then drag it around here, and now we can set the blurriness to be really blurry, and then just select these keyframes and easy ease them so that it goes from being blurry to being clear. Okay, then the next thing we can add is a drop shadow. So select this phone and add a drop shadow. Then color can be black, opacity let's set it to 100, and distance let's set it to 15, and softness to something like 82, so that it has this shadow. Then go into text and right click it, go into layer styles and go into gradient overlay. Now we can just invert it, or yep, we can go to angle and set it to -90 degrees, so something like this, and then we can offset it to be just in this lower part. So there we go with the text, and yep, I think that this is cool. Okay, you can add a deep glow to this text, but I won't do this time. And yep, I think that this is it. The next thing we want to do is to turn on the motion blur. So go into text and press Command A and just click here to add a motion blur. Do the same thing for phone, so Command A and add a motion blur. Then go into main composition and add a motion blur. Now you want to press Command and K and go into advanced, and to make sure that shutter angle is set to 720. I usually set it to 180, but I think that Sutox used 720 shutter angle. So press OK. And now let me render this thing. Okay, so this is how it looks like with the motion blur. I hope you like this video. If you want part 2, I want to see some comments. And if you want the project files, I also want to see some comments. And there you go. If I was too fast or something like that, let me know that. Or if you need any help, or if I skipped something or something like that, let me know in the comments. I want to hear your feedback. And there we go. See you.